Across the nation, thousands of travelers are left stranded during the busiest travel season of the year. The U.S. Transportation Department is calling it a complete meltdown of the system. Dallas-based Southwest Airlines is in the middle of it all after canceling more than 8,000 flights since Monday.
Oh, I hate Southwest. I hate them. I'm still stranded. I need to drive 9 more hours. My feet are swollen. I'm upset. I'm stressed. I'm tired.
And take a look at this. The ripple effect is undeniable. Houston natives had to take buses to get home from places like New York City and Denver. In Midway, the sea of bags seems like it never ends. Atlanta and Boston, just crowds flooding the airport. U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is vowing to hold the airline accountable so things can be made right. But this travel catastrophe could end up costing billions between extra flights, lost luggage, rental cars, Uber rides. While many travelers wait for Southwest Airlines to get back on their feet, we wanted to find out if there's anything you could do now to recover some of the time and money lost this holiday season. That's where we bring in Andrew Applebaum with flyingrights.org here to walk us through travelers' rights. Andrew, to start us off, are passengers entitled to a full refund for canceled flights? We know you can't get a refund for a delay, and if so, under what circumstances here could they get that refund?
Passengers are entitled to a full refund anytime the airline cancels your flight, and that's for any reason. Unfortunately, in the United States, for domestic flights, passengers are not entitled to delay compensation, as is the case for international flights and for flights in the European Union.
Wanted to ask something and a follow-up to that. There's a lot of people with lost baggage right now, and off the cuff, could you just tell me a little bit about that? If your bag is in a different airport and you can't get to it, what do you do? Do you file a claim, or do you just have to wait this out to get it back eventually?
If the airline misplaces your bag, you're entitled to expenses such as for toiletry and for clothing that you need to purchase. You should file a claim with the airline. And ultimately, the airline should deliver the bag to you or to your destination.
And so we know that the Department of Transportation, they're the ones that regulate the airlines. The federal government regulates the airlines. When you hear U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg say what he's saying about holding them accountable, do you really think they're doing everything they can to help solve these issues, or is it just a lot of political promise?
We need more action from the Department of Transportation, and we need more competition. The airline's sole regulator is the Department of Transportation. The airlines are exempt from state and local regulation, so it's really up to the Department of Transportation to step in. And what we're seeing now is a lack of competition, reliability, and accountability. The airlines can take your money when you book the flight, and if they have to cancel your flight because they're unable to fly it, they keep your money until they give you the refund, and then you're stranded. So we believe that passengers should be rebooked on other airlines. This would correct a market inefficiency where you have thousands and thousands of stranded passengers and you've got empty seats on other airlines.
And Andrew, just last question here. What's it been like for you and also your website too? Because I'm sure a lot of people have been reaching out to you this week. What have those discussions been like? Have you been talking with people via email, Messenger, so on and so forth? What's the vibe like from those folks, if you can share that with us?
We've had a lot of contact with passengers. We have a helpful website at Know Your Rights at Flyers Rights. We've been in contact with many passengers recently by email and with our hotline, 877-FLYERS-6. And this really is unprecedented to have one airline cancel 70% of its flights while all the other airlines are operating with about a 5% cancellation rate.
All right, so that is Andrew Applebaum. He is here to talk with us about what you can do if you are stranded in this situation. He listed off many ways you can get in touch with their website, but mainly know that you can get refunded if your flight is canceled. Andrew, thank you so much for talking with us today. We appreciate that so much.